Um, I'm so glad that you were able to join us, even if it's later on. And so this ADU webinar will be hosted by the City of Pinole. And my name is Estrella, and I'll be guiding you through today's session. And this webinar is designed to help homeowners, um, designers, and renters understand Pinole's accessory dwelling unit resources, including how to navigate our ADU webpage, get involved in our programs, and take action to support housing in our community. I will take questions at the end of the webinar. And I'm just going to post something in the chat real quick. Okay, great. So I'm going to show you how to navigate to the City of Pinole's ADU webpage called Pinole ADU Concierge. This is your one-stop shop to building and legalizing ADUs. So let's start with the basics, and this will be the kind of defining what an ADU is. So an accessory dwelling unit is a dwelling unit on the same parcel as a primary single family or multifamily dwelling and contains complete independent living facilities, including permanent facilities for sleeping, living, eating, cooking, and sanitation. They are accessory to the primary dwelling and may be attached, detached, or located within the residence. And now a JADU is a junior accessory dwelling unit. And it is a dwelling unit contained entirely within a single family residence and is no greater than 500 square feet. Sanitation facilities may be provided in the unit or shared within the residence. They are accessory to the primary dwelling. They are a great way to create more housing options, support multi-generational living, and increase affordability. Here in Pinole, we're committed to making ADUs easier and more accessible to build. Whether you're a homeowner looking to build one, a designer with plans to share, or a renter exploring options, there is something here for you. So now I'm going to share my screen and show you how to get to the Pinole ADU webpage. Okay. I'm just going to make sure that you all can see my screen. All right, great. So we'll type in City of Pinole and navigate down to the Pinole webpage or the Pinole website. And you go to City Government and scroll down to Planning within the departments and divisions. Click on that. And you'll see everything that you need for planning. And this is where Pinole ADU Concierge lives. All right, so here is the website, the webpage. And for any questions that you have after this, after viewing this, you can always contact us at edu@pinole.gov. And then here we have, oh, I'm so sorry. Here we have the ADU outreach campaign. And so I can do a quick, actually, I won't do that right now. We can go on this a little bit later. But here you would take the survey to help the city of Pinole understand your ADU needs. And this is for homeowners and renters, and then homeowners or homeowners who already own an ADU and JADU, and then also for architects and designers. So this is going to be the first part of the page that you will see. So we have getting started, and this is a program summary of all of these different tabs here. So for the general process, we have a summary here. So it says the standard ADU process tab contains a step-by-step guide for homeowners to build a new ADU or JADU using the Pinole permitting process already in place. The standard process is not the same as the fast track permitting process, and more information can be found about qualifications and requirements to qualify for fast track process in our ADU/JADU fast track tab. And then here we go to our ADU/JADU fast track program summary. And that also provides a quick overview of the process. And so the fast track program allows applicants to meet requirements. The fast track program allows applications that meet requirements to be bumped up in the review queue, and that speeds up the turnaround time. And then we also have the amnesty program for those who have a unit in their backyard and it's not, maybe it's not officially an ADU and you want to make sure that or maybe you want to rent it, or you want to make sure that your family is safe when using it. This program will be for you. And the tab includes information for homeowners with unpermitted ADUs or converted spaces. And it has a step-by-step guide to the amnesty process. And the benefits include compliance without starting from the beginning, safety upgrades, and legal rental options. And unfortunately, if you don't meet the requirements, you will have to go to the or use the general standard process. And then for pre-approved ADUs, this tab houses or will house a library of city-approved ADU plans that meet all local requirements. And there are guidelines for ADU designers to submit their plans and steps for homeowners to use those plans. And then here we have tools and resources. Again, feel free to email us at edu@pinole.gov and let us know if you think that there should be other resources within the City of Pinole's website. Now we will move on to the ADU/JADU General Standards and Process tab. And so this has a general overview of the process, and there are general development standards, additional considerations for ADUs on lots of multifamily dwellings, and I'm just going to do a very broad overview of all of these instead of getting into the weeds, but definitely check these out in more detail and email us or go to City Hall and ask our planning staff about this more. And so we also have special state standards for ADUs and development impact fees as well. And all of these, you can click on these arrows and it'll provide a lot more information down here. So you have number of ADUs and JADUs, size limits, height limits, setbacks, information about location and parking. So that's definitely good to take a look at. And yeah, development impact fee. So just click on these arrows and they'll provide a lot more information below. And then it's similar JADU overview, a little bit more simple, but it's important to know size limits, owner occupancy, information about bathroom facilities and kitchen and parking. And for ADU/JADU operations and rentals and occupancy, this is also great information to read more into detail. And then we have locations eligible for ADUs and JADUs. So if you click on this zoning map, it will bring you to this page and you will be able to see and kind of locate your home and see if you're eligible for that. Okay. And here is the permit process. And this is still for the general process. So building permit application, again, you're gonna click the arrow and it'll have a lot more information in greater detail. And again, address assignment application and sewer lateral compliance review. And I think, let's see, you can see here, there's also Pinole service area. So all of these are really important tabs to be looking at. And also West County wastewater service area. Again, it is crucial to be detail oriented for these processes. And here we have the ADU/JADU checklist. You can pull that up. And here we have this large checklist that you can refer to. Okay, so now we can go to the ADU/JADU fast track program. And for this one, we have, again, lots of tabs. This will provide a faster permitting process, but there is kind of an upfront amount of work that you need to do in order to qualify for this process. Yeah, so like this thing, it's an expedited review process for ADU or JADU projects. And again, here it's emphasizing for applicants who have done some advanced prep work to put together a complete package prior to submitting a building permit application. And so this is very important. And that means meeting with our planning team and going over in detail what you need done and um, what will be required of you. And some benefits is being bumped towards the top of the building permit review queue for processing and routing to reviewers, and having shorter initial review turnaround times, and then helping applicants understand and address common issues that result in plan check comments and project delays prior to submitting the application. And the ADU/JADU track program is available at no additional cost. So I highly recommend trying to do this. And if you're not eligible for the fast track program, it's still recommended to communicate with the planning team, and they will still try to help mitigate other common issues and make sure that your application is as ready as it can be for the general review process. So even if the permitting process will take a little bit longer because of one issue or another, um, it'll still be faster in the sense that you've already addressed minor issues that can be easily fixed. And that's just by, again, going and talking with the planners beforehand. So you can still do that. Okay, okay, before I jump into that, we have applicants should review item A and item B below to prepare an ADU/JADU proposal that is ready for fast track. So item A, required items before submitting a building permit application. So we have address assignment application. That's very important. Sewer lateral compliance review. And this is similar, this is like the same information from the general process. And Contra Costa Fire Protection District approval. So we have that as well. And then we have item B, complete building permit application for fast track. So here, standard application items, you have to really read through these in detail and make sure that you don't miss anything so that the process can be as smooth as possible. And again, if you're worried that you might not catch all of these details, please come to the to City Hall, to the planning team, talk to them about this, and I'm sure, would be happy to help with that as well. And for the building permit application, yeah, you'll need to submit a building permit to the building division. And here's the permit process. Do the fast track eligibility review, making sure that you are eligible for this program, and then building permit application submittal. And again, this is important to know. Yeah. All right. Okay. So now we will move on to the ADU/JADU amnesty program. Okay. I think this part is pretty important. So if an ADU or JADU was built without permits before January 1st, 2020, the unit could potentially qualify for a streamlined legalization process provided under the ADU/JADU amnesty program. Compared to the standard process for legalizing a unit, which requires units to be brought up to the most current standards, amnesty ADUs slash JADUs may not be required to meet certain requirements as long as it's not a unit with substandard living conditions and it meets defined health and safety code standards. So I think that that's reasonable enough. You want your occupants to be safe and not live in substandard living conditions. Um, all right, so this is the steps for the amnesty process. And again, read it in detail. It's very important. Um, and then we have the self-assessment checklist. And here it does say that owners are encouraged to review the checklist and may consider consulting with a third-party licensed contractor or inspector before submitting an amnesty ADU or amnesty JADU permit. And this is important because if it doesn't meet, I'm sorry, never mind. Okay, so go to the permit process, the planning permit application that has a lot of great information that you should look through. And then we have an address assignment application. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Okay, so that's also important. And then we have a fee reduction slash waiver program. And again, this is only for the amnesty program. And this is to incentivize affordable housing units. And so if you see here, we have affordability commitment incentives and equity-based incentives. Sorry. And this is important. Also optional. You don't have to do this. But let's see. Yeah, I will do a quick rundown of this because I think that these are important because, well, one, California is in a housing crisis, and that means all of California, and Pinole is included in that. And so, unfortunately, people will get priced out of homes, and ADUs can be a way that you can keep the residents of Pinole within Pinole and not leaving to other more affordable locations. So having an ADU and an affordable option can help keep Pinole residents in Pinole and preserve that character of Pinole that we all love. And then so we have some more notes about income level and fee reduction waivers. So definitely take a look at that. Yeah, so either homeowners, they can agree to restrict their ADUs for a minimum of 5 years to affordable rental rates, and that they will receive the following fee reductions. So moderate income ADU slash JADU would have a 50% reduction in applicable amnesty ADU fees, and then low income ADU slash JADU would have 100% reduction in applicable amnesty fees, amnesty ADU fees. I think this is also important to point out. All homeowners receiving fee reductions for restricting homes for affordability must enter into an affordability covenant with the city for this specified period of time and agree to annual third-party rent monitoring. So there is a commitment to this, but I think that it is worth it. And then the equity-based incentives, we have homeowners qualified as moderate income or lower are eligible for an additional fee reduction to increase participation. Moderate and low income homeowners will get 50% reduction in amnesty ADU/JADU fees regardless of affordability commitment. And then this reduction may be combined with the affordability commitment incentives, allowing qualifying homeowners to receive up to a full waiver of amnesty ADU fees when designating an ADU for low income affordability. And again, the minimum requirement is 5 years. So after 5 years, you could rent it at market rate. And then, let's see. Yeah, so this is also important to see when you click on the California state income limits. And yeah, just make sure to really read through this. Um, and also you could, again, go to the or ask the ADU, sorry, or you could email our team and we'd be happy to help you to see where you might fall in this category and also for applying for this. And again, the same thing, the sewer lateral compliance review. Okay, so now we can go to the pre-approved ADUs. So the city of Pinole is in alignment with Assembly Bill 1332 and is committed to supporting streamlined and efficient accessory dwelling unit development. So AB 1332 allows any person to submit ADU plans for pre-approval to simplify the permitting process and make compliant, ready to use designs available to homeowners. So pre-approved plans ensure compliance with both state law and local development standards while providing a resource for homeowners to develop ADUs efficiently and cost effectively. By offering a pathway for pre-approved ADUs, this program supports the creation of accessible, affordable housing options and helps designers connect with the community. So this section provides clear guidance for designers submitting for pre-approval consideration, and also guidance for designers and applicants using pre-approved plans to apply for a building permit. And then through this program, the city aims to streamline ADU development, promote compliance with the California Building Code, and foster housing opportunities in a manner that is consistent with local zoning requirements. So here under these tabs, we have the steps for submitting ADU plans for pre-approval. And you can just click these arrows. So here we have steps to use pre-approved plans for a building permit. So I didn't really explain this too well, but submitting ADU plans for pre-approval, this is going to be what designers use. And then steps to use pre-approved plans for building permits. That's what homeowners can use to take those next steps. Once they have come to this triangle here, this tab, pre-approved plans repository. And unfortunately, right now, we are still in the phase of reaching out to designers and architects to submit their plans for pre-approval. But they will be, once we have plans, they will be housed here in our pre-approved plan repository. And then over here, we have frequently asked questions. So what is a pre-approved ADU plan? And you can read through this here. And definitely, if this doesn't feel sufficient, then you can definitely contact the email adu at pinole.gov. Again, how do I apply for pre-approved ADU plan review? This is all great information to look over. Let's see, time-wise, I'm good. Okay, how do I apply for pre-approved ADU plan review? And again, you can just follow the steps here. Again, it always pays off to be detail-oriented in these processes. What is the fee for submitting pre-approved ADU plans? That's always a big question. And here, the application fee covers 2 hours of planning division review and 1 hour of building division review. Additional plan check fees may apply if further reviews or resubmittals are required. And of course, if you want more information on that, please ask our planning division. So next question is, will my pre-approved ADU plans need to be updated for future building code changes? And the answer is yes. Approved plans must be resubmitted for plan check with each new building code cycle. And that's so that'll remain compliant. And kind of already went over this. This will be within the pre-approved plan repository. And then can I update or remove my pre-approved ADU plan listing? And yes, you can. And of course, you just need to contact the planning division to request that. All right, so I think that's it. That's the whole site. And closed captions. Okay, sorry. All right, so I think we can move on to I just want to quickly plug the ADU Outreach Campaign survey and website. I'm hoping that it won't create that like mirror effect. Okay, we can try this out. I might actually, okay. Okay, so here is our webinar, and I don't want to risk that it'll be kind of like Inception type of thing. So we're going to go to the surveys. Oh, okay, it'll just show the whole time. Okay, we're going to skip through that. Okay. So now we can look at the surveys here. So again, we have 3 surveys. one for homeowners and renters who don't have an ADU. This is to kind of feel out the preferences um, of the Pinole community. This would be helpful for our architects and designers to figure out maybe what plans they want to submit to the city of Pinole to make sure that homeowners and renters are happy with the designs um, so that it's more effective. Um, and so that's the first survey. And then the second survey is about, or we would like ADU and JADU owners to take the second survey. And this would really help us in seeing how these ADUs and JADUs are used within the city of Pinole and how its residents are again using them. Is it for personal reasons, for family? Is it for extra rental income? Things like that. We think is vital information to see how effective ADUs and JADUs are for for housing in Pinole. And then this survey is for architects and designers, and we are wanting to know, are there who is interested in submitting plans for ADUs and JADUs, and possibly who are the architects and designers already who already have plans submitted to other cities. Maybe they have, and sorry. um, so we're trying to see who has um, which plans are already submitted to other cities, and then possibly if they would want to submit to the city of Pinole. And let's see, I am seeing that there are 4 public viewers already. And I was kind of already wrapping up and just talking about the survey. So the line is open if you would like to speak, and if you have any questions or if you want me to go over something, please let me know. Okay, I think it's just viewers instead of people who are connected to the call. But if you do have any questions, again, you can, let's see, let's go back. You can email us at adu@pinole.gov right here. Oh, okay. Now there's 0 current viewers. Okay. But yeah, there you go. So that's the end of the kind of showing the website. And okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Oops. Okay, so I'm back fully. All right, you're no longer seeing my screen anymore. So I just wanted to give some call to actions. So ADU and JADU owners, please reach out to your designers and encourage them to submit your ADU plans to our pre-approved program. Uh, Send us photos of your ADU to be highlighted on our website as excellent examples. And then renters, if you know someone with an ADU you like, encourage them to submit their ADU plans to the city of Pinole, or encourage them to send photos so that we can all see their lovely ADU. And the designers, we would love for you to submit your plans to be featured on our website and help others build ADUs faster. And again, I want to plug the survey, so please take the survey, it'd be really helpful. And yeah, so thank you for joining us today. We hope you feel more confident navigating Pinole's ADU resources and taking the next steps in your ADU journey. Um, and again, this will be recorded, and so you can visit the ADU webpage anytime for updates and program details. And yeah, I will stop recording and you can feel free to ask any questions. So let me stop recording. Okay, and I do see two callers maybe. Um, so if you are on and you have any questions, please let me know. Um, yeah, I would love to hear from you. Okay, and I just put in the chat that I will be on Zoom and on the phone line in case there are any questions. Yes, feel free to ask any questions. Okay, I will be online for about 10 more minutes. So I'll just add that to the chat. Again, this will be recorded and on the Pinole website. And yeah, we'll make another tab, or maybe it'll be part of the resources tab or resources section. Oh, okay. I'm seeing that there are maybe 4 public viewers. Is there anybody who has any questions for me? I'm also sorry if for some reason I'm not able to hear you. I'm not seeing anybody else connected. But again, feel free to email the um, adu@pinole.gov email, and we will love to answer your questions there. And I'll be online until 8 p.m. So definitely ask me anything and until then. And also feel free to join the Zoom as well. And there's a chat feature on there because I'm not seeing any chat or comments from the phones right now. Hmm. But yeah, okay. Well, um, does seem like there are some viewers. Maybe I'll just briefly share my screen again. Yeah, so I don't know when you all joined, but here is the Pinole ADU Concierge. And right now this part isn't recorded, so if you have other, if you want to see the full presentation or the full webinar, that will be on the Pinole. It'll be on Pinole ADU Concierge, um, most likely under Tools and Resources. Um, Again, I guess I can do a quick recap. What I did was I just made sure that everybody knows how to get to the Pinole website. So just I typed in City of Pinole, says home. You can go to city government and then, oops, it'll be under departments and divisions right here, planning. You'll go to the planning page and Pinole ADU Concierge is right there. That's where we've been this whole time. Again, there's some definitions, some ADU and JADU definitions. Here, this first page, getting started, it'll give you the program summaries. And so we have our general ADU/JADU standard process, and that is different from the ADU/JADU fast track process. So this process will take a little bit longer and during the permitting process versus the fast track one. And the main reason for this is that you're able to do a lot of the upfront work to help with a speedy turnaround, permit turnaround time when you submit to the building division. And then for, oh, I do want to mention though that for the general standard process, even if it's not the fast track process per se, you can still um, work with planning division to make sure that all the usual mistakes or issues are ironed out beforehand, and that will create a faster process in general. Because even if there are larger issues um, that make it so that you're not eligible for the fast track program, it's still very beneficial to, um, and it will just make it faster if you're able to communicate and talk with the planning division beforehand to make sure that the small issues are already taken care of. Um, and some more tips, I would say, and that I was repeating a lot during the webinar, the recorded portion of it, was that it's really important to read and be very detail oriented. Um, and so, yeah, unfortunately, that's like the best way to get everything done quickly is to just make sure that you're really reading everything that you need to. So, okay. So then there's the amnesty program, and this is for uh, if you want to legalize an ADU. And of course, this does not mean that, you built an illegal, an illegal unit and, we're gonna punish you for some reason. Like that's not at all what this is about. Maybe you buy a house and it already has a unit and it's not labeled as an ADU or a JADU. And and then you come to realize that it's actually an unpermitted and not legal ADU. I think this program is the perfect opportunity to legalize it for safety and health codes. So, because you want, if you're going to use it, if family's going to use it, if you're going to rent it, it's just better to be safe and have a habitable unit that is up to code, at least in like health and safety standards. Um, and then for Oh, and then another thing that's here. So if you do not meet the requirements, you will have to then go to the and kind of start over. So unfortunately, you're going to have to um, kind of you probably will have to demolish the ADU or the illegal ADU and then go through the ADU JADU general process. So it might, you don't have to go through it. You can always just demolish it and that's it. Um, but you might have to go through the general standard process if it doesn't meet the requirements for the amnesty program. And of course, that can be found in the ADU/JADU amnesty program tab. And then we also have the pre-approved ADUs. Um, and this this tab right over here up on the top is going to have the pre-approved ADU plan sets that architects and designers will submit for pre-approval, and let me just go to this tab, it'll be easier. And then eventually, as a homeowner who's looking for an ADU, you'll be able to look at pre-approved ADU plans that have been submitted and already approved. Um, and yeah, let's see. Okay, it is 8 o'clock, so um, please let me know if you have any other questions. I'm going to stop sharing.